This week's Parsha, Parshas Eikev, begins V'hoya Eikev Tishmon, and Rashi tells us that we have to be very careful not to tread upon mitzvahs. Mitzvahs she'adam dosh ba'akevav. I want to speak very briefly about a mitzvah mentioned later on in the Parsha, which we don't necessarily tread on with our heels, but perhaps we just pay lip service or hand service with it by simply raising our hands and touching the mezuzah. We come across mezuzahs on a daily basis, many times a day, and unfortunately perhaps we don't have enough hispoinus in what this incredible mitzvah teaches us. I'd just like to quickly share with you one idea that perhaps can give more meaning to the robotic act of simply touching a mezuzah. One of the halachas of mezuzah is that it has to have sirtut, which means engraved lines on every single line of the mezuzah where the sefer writes the psukim. There must be engraved lines called sirtut. The Kedushas Levi writes that the human being also has on his hands many engraved lines, and whether we understand or not, and most of us don't, but there is such a concept as chochmas hayad. And on those engraved lines are embedded our ritzonos, our taivas, who we are, what we're all about, our strengths, our weaknesses. Everything about us is all written and engraved on those lines. I wouldn't say that most people understand these things. This probably comes under the category of those that say don't know and those that know don't say. But there is such a thing as chochmas hayad, and another word for engraved lines on a person's hands would be sirtutim. So on our hands we have sirtutim that express all about me, who I am, what I am, my strengths, my weaknesses, my ritzonos and my taivas. And when I extend my hands and I connect it to the mezuzah, which also has sirtutim, the difference being that the sirtutim on the mezuzah tell us exactly what Hashem wants from us. Shema Yisrael, Ol Malchus Shemayim, V'hoyam Shemaya, Ol Mitzvahs. So when my hand with its engraved lines connects to the sirtutim of the mezuzah, the message is quite clear. Asei Ritzoncha, make your rotzen into his rotzen, connect the two ritzonos, and make his rotzen control and dominate what you want to, you should be doing in life.